All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Versatility Podcast. I am your host, Juelz, and after two episodes of just me, I am here with the guest. Hello, friend.
Hello, everybody.
Is you?
Should
You
I
gonna?
introduce
I mean, I
myself?
would. I would hope you would introduce yourself.
Okay, I didn't know if you're gonna. Oh, this is okay.
No, no.
But
Speak for yourself.
my name's Diamond. Been knowing Julian for a while now, since freshman year of high school. So
No.
yeah,
Oh,
that's yeah.
six, 7 years. It's going on. It's gonna be our seventh year.
That that's 7 years. No, we
Going
just
into our
graduated two
seventh
years
year,
ago.
huh?
So that's six. That's 6 years, right? I mean, I guess
That's what I
is
said.
this
Going
would this be seven?
into
Okay, yeah,
going into our
yeah,
seventh year
yeah,
knowing each
yeah.
other and stuff. Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
we didn't start really like hanging till what senior year. Well, after we graduated,
Not
basically.
really, because you were in my theater class, right?
Right, but I'm talking about like
So that was
outside of
sophomore
school.
year.
But I'm talking about like outside of school though, like really get like hanging and
Uh,
stuff like that. That was
that was
like
like
after.
junior year, though, right?
Was it?
That was like junior year.
All right, we'll say junior
I
slash.
had to ease into our friendship because you be doing a little too much. No, I'm just kidding though.
All
But
right, I guess I'm just a goof, guys. I'm just a
I'm just
goof.
kidding. But yeah, we've been knowing each other for about 7 years now. So
Right. Warning, Diamond is a complete goof, so just had to let y'all know ahead of time. Like, y'all remember that guy Amos?
wow,
No, she's a goof more than that
not
other
at
guy.
all, not at all.
Yeah. All
Just
right.
kidding.
But yeah, so I'm a I guess you could tell a little bit about yourself first, I guess. Like what do you do now and stuff. I was gonna do news today first, but then I kind of feel like this would be better to start off with. Like, what exactly like do
Okay.
you do now? Like in terms of whether that's work and like college stuff. Well, actually, just say like working what you do right now first.
Okay, so I'm 20 years old. I'm enrolled at MATC right now. I just finished my cosmetology apprenticeship. I actually take my test, my state boards test tomorrow. So by the time that you're listening to this, hopefully I passed. If I
Hey.
didn't, just stay quiet about it. But anyways, um, I'm also enrolled in what's it called? Associates in Arts Teachers Track program. So I'll be finishing with that in the fall. And then I'll transfer to a 4 year for my elementary education major degree or whatever, and become an elementary teacher. So those are my plans. I eventually want to move to Atlanta,
Whoop,
working as a
whoop.
full-time teacher, and then eventually open up my own salon and kind of work part-time there. So
Y'all see that?
those are my
Y'all see
plans.
that
Those are
right there?
my
That's a
dreams.
strong black businesswoman right there.
I mean,
Y'all gotta have y'all goals laid out a bit, kind of,
yeah.
do what y'all gotta do, you know what I'm saying? But like I actually do have like a question as to like why did you choose to like not just go to, Atlanta right away, Atlanta
Mm-hmm.
HBCU right away? Because I know me as your friend, I know that you wanted to go to Clark. But then
Yeah.
I remember I still actually I kind of remember like the day, not even the day, but like the time when like you told us like you're not gonna go anymore and you're
Mm-hmm.
just gonna do your first 2 years here. So like what were some of like the motivations and like the
Process.
reasons why you wanted to do that instead of just going straight into it? Like me, I guess.
Well, basically, so it actually ended up just to get right into it. Like it actually ended up working out in my favor. But originally, like when I graduated high school, I wanted to go straight to Clark Atlanta University, and I got accepted, like all of that stuff. But I didn't get as much money or like grants and stuff like that as I wanted to, because like school's definitely expensive. So
That
to jump
guap,
in there and get all in debt and then become a teacher, it didn't make sense. So
especially being a teacher.
yeah. So also I was doing cosmetology. Like I planned on, finishing my cosmetology stuff. And I couldn't apply for cosmetology school until I had my high school diploma. So like I had to wait to do that. And
Oh.
then like if I would have did cosmetology in Atlanta, I would have had to do like a full-time program. So I
Because they're
probably would have
big
had to
down. That's
take
big down there, right?
yeah, so I probably would have had to take a year off of like school, like college, like a university school, and did like a trade school or something like that down there. Um, And then it probably would, I mean, I'm still kind of like a semester behind what you guys probably would be, just because like I was doing two programs.
Mm-hmm. Double
But it all
associate.
ended up working out just because like with COVID going on, like a lot of my friends came back home. So it's like I would have been paying all this money to be at a school that I really
Minus
wasn't
room and
even
board.
going to. So yeah, and in the end, like I saved a lot of money. I would never tell somebody to like not go. Definitely make like a smart decision when you're deciding on what school you want to go to, but like life is about the experience too. So like
Mm-hmm.
save money, that's definitely a good thing, but like I'm still gonna eventually go to a 4 year to get that experience, to get, you know, the things that I wanted leaving high school. So
All right.
definitely like definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah, save money, live better. Walmart, just
Hmm.
like that, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
but but in all seriousness though, you guys like she's really good at cosmetology. Like a lot of my other friends who
Thank you.
actually have hair, unlike me, you know.
I mean, we could fix that. We could fix that though.
No,
We could fix
I
that.
like what I have, and I'm gonna just keep it pushing. I know I'm gonna be bald within the next 10 years, so it's cool. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point.
I
But
mean,
she's
they got a lot of stuff out here. I mean, just keep your eyes
no,
open.
I will stick to my my high top wave. I mean my fade, wave, and keep it pushing because it works for me. Once this grows in like this beard and stuff, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
crispy.
yeah.
I'm gonna
But
be
if
a
you don't have
almost
any
like him.
facial hair and Mr. Clean, I mean,
Yeah, yeah. Richard Jefferson. You know who that is?
no, I don't know who that
He
is.
played on LeBron's team back in 2016.
Julian, you know I don't be
You know,
watching
but
sports
I
like
mean,
that.
I thought you might know him
I
because he's
mean,
on LeBron's team in the finals and stuff
think
potentially.
about it though, Julian. Like I just started watching the Bucks games because I'm dang near a bandwagon type fan. And I had just got a shirt like maybe a week ago.
You know
So
what?
I'm not a true fan. I'm not a
You
true
know what?
fan.
Just because you're my friend, I'm gonna let it slide. All right, I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it slide
But I
because
mean, I'm telling you what it is. Like I'm not trying to fake like I'm a real fan. I'm telling you, like,
you know
I
I was
just got the shirt. So,
I respect that. I respect
you
that.
know, if I go
It,
to the game, I'm gonna sit and be quiet. I'm not gonna be, oh, let's go. Like,
I
I'm not gonna be doing all
I
that.
would hope not, because this is for me. This is like what 8+ years of suffering, and now like, I'm at this
Yeah.
this this is the peak, and we're down 0-2 right now. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now because I'm gonna get agitated. Um, which is not the point right now. But back to what you were saying earlier, though, like in terms of the way that you are doing, I said she, in terms of the way that you are doing like your path towards your career and stuff like that, like
Mm-hmm.
again guys, like it doesn't matter how long it takes or what road you take, as long as you get to the destination and you do it the right way. Like the
Mm-hmm.
right way could be many different ways, but a wrong way when it's a wrong way. Like
Yeah.
let's keep it a buck. Like the wrong way when it's a wrong way. And I respect the way Diamond did. Could I have stayed here, done the MATC, even though COVID would have made me come back regardless? But I
Yeah.
know I couldn't do that. I know me personally, I needed to go out. I needed to, like, my whole family, even my parents told me that. I think I said this before on the podcast before, but they were like, yeah, we knew like from a younger age, like Julian, he's not staying. Like he's gone,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
because I am a people person and I like to meet new people. Like even me being here for the last year, like I'm drained of
Yeah.
doing the
I mean,
same
I think
stuff.
that's just our city in general, though.
And
Like, it's just a different feeling that you get when you go to other cities. Like, I feel like you should never feel like you go to another city and it feels more like home than your own city, if that even makes
true,
sense.
true,
Like
true.
sometimes I be feeling that, like, dang, I'm really from Milwaukee. Like, I be low key shamed that, guys, I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Like,
Type stuff.
it be like that. So they be like, oh, the cows and the shit. It's either one extreme or the other.
Don't
Like,
even don't even get me started,
yeah,
bro.
it's
Don't
either one
even get me
extreme or
started,
the other.
because
So,
that pisses me off. And, and I think I talked about this also before the pod, but like me, like I didn't know what to say to that sometimes, because like when we in Brown Deer, like the suburb of
mm-hmm.
Milwaukee, and even when I did live in Milwaukee, I don't remember to go on a whole bunch of like Milwaukee like events and stuff like that, because
Mm-hmm.
everybody has different types of parents. Some parents, they go to just some specific events but not that many. Other people, they go
Mm-hmm.
out in the Milwaukee area like all the time, and there's other people who just stay at the crib or go to like that one place. Like I know y'all like to
Mm-hmm.
go to the movies a lot as a family. Like everybody has a
Yeah.
different way that they do stuff, and I didn't know a lot about my city in general
Mm-hmm.
because that's just we all have
I
different
mean,
stuff and stuff. I mean, I had a lot of
there's
extracurriculars
levels.
too.
There's definitely levels to Milwaukee. Like, I don't want to
Yeah.
completely bash it because there's definitely some nice stuff
Oh
out
no,
here,
this is
but it's just such a segregated city. But like, that's a whole nother conversation.
oh
Like,
man, we are
there's just
segregated.
basically there's levels to Milwaukee.
It's
So
like little cults
depending
of
on where
people.
you live, like your feel about the city is going to be different, or your view about the city is going to be different.
Unless you've seen it all. If you've seen it all,
Yeah, unless
like
you've seen it all,
yeah.
then yeah.
I've started to like kind of like see it all and like, just everywhere. I love downtown, probably
Downtown,
one
yeah.
of probably the most underrated downtown, like probably in the country. In my perspective, I haven't seen enough downtowns, but I don't hear anything
Mm-hmm.
about Milwaukee downtown. Like, you hear about LA and
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta and all that and like other places like that. But we got a
I
beautiful, like
mean,
underrated downtown.
I think it's just because like we're a smaller city, so like
True.
most people look at like, oh, Wisconsin, okay, Chicago, like Illinois, like it's right there. They
They just
look at
skip
that
it.
before they look at Milwaukee.
They just
But I
skip us.
mean, the Bucks put us on the map, so maybe
Yeah. Yes, sir.
maybe I don't know, maybe the city will be different in the next couple of
Hey,
years or
you know
so.
what? It might just be different. You never know. You
Yeah.
really do never know. Hopefully we can pull this out tomorrow. Oh, actually, we're recording this on Saturday at like 7:30ish right now. Well,
Mm-hmm.
7:40 now, so we're like 10 minutes in. But
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we can get this done tomorrow. I'll be at the plaza,
Yeah.
rain or shine. I don't care. I'm gonna be there. So don't care. I'm gonna be there. But yeah, so I want to get into now the news today, which is something that I do on this pod. And it's not really today, but it still is today. Um the girl Sha'Carri Richardson, if I'm not mistaken. That's how you
The
say her name?
track, I think so.
Let
The
me
one that runs track, right?
yeah, that's the one who runs track. Let me not butcher her
Mm-hmm.
name before Sha'Carri Richardson. Okay. So Sha'Carri Richardson, as everybody knows now, um, she smoked weed or whatever, got caught on a drug test. So they're not letting her run in the Olympics. At first they weren't gonna let her run in the 100 race because that was the soonest one. But now she was not selected for the 4x1 as well. So she will not be running in that. So basically she's missing out on the Olympics. And for those of you who don't know, the Olympics is every 4 years. Um and your chances to make the Olympics and then keep that same, peak shape for another 4 years, it's
Yeah.
it's not easy. Especially, I mean, she's young. I'm pretty sure she's like in her younger 20s, early 20s right
Mm-hmm.
now, or like early and mid 20s. But
Mm-hmm.
still, that's not an easy thing to do. And
Yeah.
what people compare it to is some that Michael Phelps got caught smoking in a
Mm-hmm.
picture. Like he had a picture of him smoking or something like that, and they still let him swim. I think he did have some violations or something like that. I have to I should have got more
Do more
details on
research.
it,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they let him do it still.
Mm-hmm.
They let him swim still. He has a
Yeah.
whole bunch of medals and all that stuff, type of
Mm-hmm.
stuff now. But I just wonder what your response on it, because the main thing that I heard was if it ain't crack, let her run track. So I heard Lamelo Ball tweet. I saw him
Yeah, I
Lamelo
saw
Ball
that.
tweet
I
that. That
saw
was
that Twitter
funny.
post.
I don't know if he was the first one, but that still was funny to me. So what's your opinion on all that? I guess.
Well, initially going into like hearing about it, I'm like, hmm. Because at first, like, I'm hearing about the Michael Phelps thing, and I'm like, well, if he did it, like, they can't really say much until they, like, make the rule more strict, I guess you could say. So
True.
it's like, don't hold somebody else over a standard that you didn't hold the other athletes to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But when I was recently in Atlanta, me and my cousins, we were all talking about it, and they're just saying like most of the athletes, they know that going into just playing college sports. So obviously if you're going to the Olympics, you should know these rules. You should kind of know like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this before the Olympics. Um, so I mean, just because it's on like I don't know, it's a world event, You know, you can't be bringing in your American values or your
That's true.
American, the way that you think, you know, things are supposed to be in America. It doesn't mean that it's going to be like that in other countries. So you kind of have to, I don't know, accept and respect the rules of the Olympics going into it, because it's like you should kind of already know these things before you even get to that place. Um, but the only thing is, like I said before, if Michael Phelps is doing stuff and
And y'all
she
let it
do the
slide.
same thing and she's held on a different, you know, platform or a different expectation, should I say, it's not fair. But I mean, you know what Gambino said, this is America. So I mean, we all know there's a double standard. I mean, it's nothing new.
Yeah.
So going into it, you should already know, like, you got to be the best version of yourself being Black in America.
That's
So
very true.
she
Yeah.
should have known, like, maybe I should cut this out until the Olympics are over.
Yeah, but one thing that one the reason why she did do it, it was because her was there a mom or a grandma who died.
Mhm.
You heard about that part, right?
I
Yeah.
had saw like videos of her saying like, people
Yeah.
don't know what I go
She
through
was
and like
going
all of
through a
this stuff.
very, very tough
I
time.
definitely feel that. I definitely
Yeah.
feel that, but like,
Rules
it's
are
the
rules, right?
Olympics. Like you said, it only comes every 4 years. It's like, do you want to throw away this opportunity that could uplift you or get you out of this
I mean, in the
low
moment, you're
place
not
that
thinking
you're
about that
feeling?
though. You know,
She
you're
should have thought
grieving.
about it. She
You're
should have thought about it
grieving.
though.
You're grieving, and you're doing whatever
It's
it
a
takes to
once
cope.
in a lifetime opportunity.
Ah, yeah,
It's
that is
like, come on
that
now.
is
Like,
true.
look, that's like somebody saying, if you come to this location at 6:30 in the morning, I will give you $20,000 or $200,000. You just have to get to this location at 6:30 a.m. And the day before, you decide to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning and you tired and you oversleep and you lose all this money. You lose this opportunity to get all this money
I'm going to sleep at
just
8
because of the
p.m.
feeling that you had at that moment of being tired.
That
So
makes
it's like, don't throw it away and then be mad that, you know, you got the, I don't know, you got the what's it called, of what you did. You reap what you sow.
you
I
got the
mean,
what
I
you
don't
did. Yeah,
know.
yeah, you got the what you
I
did.
mean,
Definitely.
I don't know. Like, it's just, she should have really thought about that. Like,
I mean, like I said though, like
she
it's
could have
hard
put it
to think
away for
about
just
that.
that moment, though.
It's, I mean, me personally, like the only person that's ever like died, like that's really close to me was my uncle. That you
Mm-hmm.
know that I can actually really have that. Like my grandparent, like two of my grandparents died, or no,
Mm-hmm.
one of my grandparents died, one of my great grandparents. But like we were close, but I was like what 6, 7 or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. So you know, I'm not as emotionally attached as like I would have been. Whereas my uncle, he died when I was like 12, 13 and stuff like that. So it was, you know, that hurt. Like that one really hurt. And if I was older like her,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I would have dealt with that, especially if I felt like I'm not getting, you know, the closure or the support that I felt, even though she probably did have support. I'm assuming she did. Um, you know, I don't know what else I would have done to try to take away the, because this is her mom or her grand. Let me look up. Let me look it up
Something
real
like that.
quick. Because
But
I'm
look, I'll say this. I will say this. If it was her grandma, I definitely feel that, like, if you're listening to this and you know like who I am
yeah,
and
it
like
was her
the
mom.
the relationship that I had with my grandparents and my grandma in specific, like, yes, I was hurt. Yes, like, I will forever be hurt by that. But it's like, even in that moment, I still went to school the next day because I know in the end of the day, like, if she was still here, she would want the best for me. She would want me to make decisions based off of
That's a
that.
hard rational thing to think about. This is
I
her
mean,
mom, by
but
the
look,
way. This is her mom.
I was only
Her mom.
15.
It was her mom. Her mom, like dude, like
I
her
feel
mom, and we
that, but
know
this is the thing people don't understand. There are other ways to cope with things. If she
definitely,
needed somebody to talk to, she should have went and talked to somebody. If she needed somebody to just listen to her, she could have found somebody to just listen to her.
definitely.
Going and doing what she did, like, maybe it would have been, I mean, everybody has their opinion on smoking and stuff like that, but like, she could have put it away just for that moment.
That's a tough thing to do, man.
She could
I
have
know.
talked to somebody or had somebody listen to how she felt in that moment so that she could do what she wanted to do later. Like it's a trade-off. Like you
Yeah.
did what you did, own up to it. Don't be mad now. Now the only thing I can respect people comparing it to Michael Phelps because, like I said before, it's a double standard in America. I can respect that part of it, but like she sabotaged her own stuff. She has to own up to that, at least that one part of it. It's
So,
like we can only feel so sorry for somebody who sabotaged their own stuff.
oh yeah, no.
Yes, I definitely feel bad for her. Yes, I feel like she probably could have still ran, but like I said, this is on a different level. Like this is not high school where they not drug testing. This is on a world sports event. Like
It's true.
you knew these rules coming in, so don't make it seem as if you did it, you know?
That's true. That's true. I was mainly just playing devil's advocate, but like still, but
I
still,
mean, you know we all like to.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Come
but
on, like the dude said, if it's not crack, let it run track.
yeah.
Like, everybody like to hype that stuff up, but
I just feel like, I get it. The rules are the rules. I feel like that rule should be changed for weed specifically
mhm.
because weed doesn't enhance anything. If
Yeah, I was
anything,
gonna
it
say that too. If it was
intensifies.
like steroids or something,
Yeah, if
oh
it was
no.
steroids, and I'd be like, oh no, you gotta go, folks.
But the
But
only
still,
thing is though, Julian,
it's
though,
rules. I get it. It's rules. I get it. I get
this is how we view it in America.
it.
Like
I
we
know.
constantly
I
seeing
know.
like, oh, it's legally passed in this state, it's legally passed in that state. But even then, we still have states in America that it's not legal. So it's like she just has to follow the rules. She just is
Yeah.
going into an event like that. You just have to follow the rules.
Yeah, that's true. It's cool. But one of the things
Oh
also
wait,
that
before not to cut you off, did it freeze?
it did freeze. That's
Okay,
why I
I
was
was
just
just making
looking.
sure. I'm like, is he stuck?
But another thing that the Olympics has done, I think, I they put a ban for like um African swimmers or something like that, not to wear like the
Swim caps?
caps,
Wasn't it like
yeah, the
swim
swim
caps?
caps
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Which then I'm like, all right, see, look, now y'all tweaking. And because then, did you know they also have a separate scoring system for Simone Biles? I saw that on Twitter. I was like,
What?
what? Yes, there's a separate scoring, like, scale or whatever for Simone Biles because
Uh-huh.
she was killing them. I I I kid
That's
you not.
crazy.
That's crazy,
That's
ain't it?
crazy.
So then when you
I
got
mean, but
that,
how do you feel? Not to take over the
no,
podcast
you
and
good.
ask you questions, but how do you feel about like the whole argument of like depending on your race, like you might be better at this sport? Like, how do you think that's like a thing, or like
It's
like they always say like, oh, black people run fast, or like, you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that. Do you really think like that's an actual genetic trait?
it's okay. I will say that black people like on my Dr. Umar stuff, like, but we have like more raw athletic talent, just generally
Mm-hmm.
speaking. We do have the dominant trait. If you want to get
Mm-hmm.
into biology and stuff like that, that's why, when you have mixed kids,
Yeah.
we say they're black because we have a
Mm-hmm.
dominant gene. But we're not gonna get too far into
Yeah,
that. But
that's a
like I
different
understand
conversation.
the stereotype of
Mm-hmm.
like black people are better at more athletic sports and white people are better at more technical sports. But if
Mm-hmm.
I know there's a lot of like white people like just in general who like got way more athleticism than me and have more
Mm-hmm.
technical stuff than me. And then there's people who are black, like let's say LeBron James, who's technical and he's athletic, super athletic and stuff like that. It's more of like what you do with what you have. Because
Yeah.
let's say like black people, right? So we're more nine times us okay, not 9 times out of 10, but you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be better at more athletic things. So we're gonna play to our strengths. And then once we maximize our strength and athleticism, then we're like, oh shoot, in order to go to the next level, we have to be more technical now. So and then with stereotypically, remember this is not my, I'm not saying this is it is, but stereotypically white people, they are more technical. So they, like saying basketball, they shoot, they're better at shooting because that's what they have, and they have to work on that more because they don't have as much raw athletic ability, usually stereotypically speaking. But they can work up to get their their hops up and athleticism up, like this guy Maxi Nice, or these are like Instagram basketball people, and then you can have, and plus there's so much stuff out there now to where everybody can literally be athletic now, because
Yeah.
there's a training regimen out for literally everybody can be fast now if they work up to it, they put in the work, because there's so much different technology and just different, like, people have found the best ways in order to get this sort of raw athletic, I mean, to in order to get this sort of athletic ability. So it's yeah, I feel like those stereotypes are starting to end, especially once you reach like high school, college, and older. Then you literally choose how you can be at that point, most of the time. But yeah,
Okay, okay.
yeah.
I
So
just wanted to ask that because, when
because
you said the thing about the different scoring for her, I'm like, whoa, that's
oh,
kind of
well,
interesting.
we've been cheated out of stuff forever as a black people. So like at this
I
point,
mean,
I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised because I can see like them in that boardroom saying,
hmm
"Nah, we got to do something," and she's still winning. That's the crazy
but
thing.
that's
She's
what
still
I'm
winning.
saying about the girl with the track. It's like
She was cold too.
we already know there's a double standard.
Oh,
So
we
it's
know.
like,
Oh, we know,
how
we
can
know,
we act surprised at this point?
we know. But on to the next thing. I you heard about the dress code at like the turkey leg restaurant? Have you heard
No,
about that?
what turkey leg restaurant?
It's in, okay, so it's a branch that they have in Houston, if I'm not mistaken. And
Uh-huh.
so here is their new dress code. And just tell me, and this is a black owned restaurant. Just mind you, this is a black owned restaurant. So here's what here's their new dress code. So no excessively revealing clothing, including distressed or ripped clothing that is revealing, and shorts must cover your entire bottom. I love how to say bottom. No house attire. So this includes wave caps, do rags, house shoes and shower caps. So I would not be able to wear my do rag in this establishment.
Mhm.
No exposed undergarments. So including sports bras,
Mhm.
bars, panties, or garments
Mhm.
resembling these items. No obscene language or baggy clothing. Emphasis on obscene language and baggy clothing too. No inappropriate graphics or language on clothing. No excessively baggy slash sagging pants. And then no swimwear of any kind is allowed. So so
Okay.
I find this hilarious.
Okay, look. I want to know what kind of like restaurant are they trying to classify themselves as? I
Um
feel like that's kind of like the deciding factor on my opinion.
it's like from
Because
the
look, I'll say this. If they're trying to if they're trying to define themselves as a fine dining restaurant, I'll give it to them. Like, I hate to say it, but certain places, it's like, look, you shouldn't be wearing a bonnet. You shouldn't be wearing a do-rag here. Like,
true.
there's a time and place for everything. It's like you can wear these garments at these places, but when you go to certain establishments, like you should already know it's not acceptable. But the thing about it is, I'll say this, and it's no disrespect to anybody in the black community, because like I love black people.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
But look, we pull this on our own people, but we would never do that. Like, look, if somebody asked you to go to what's a fine dining restaurant in Milwaukee?
Cheesecake
Carson's,
Factory or something.
or not even Cheesecake Factory. I'm not even putting them up there. I'm not putting them up there. And you know I love Cheesecake Factory.
I know.
If I seen somebody wearing a do-rag in there, I probably wouldn't even say anything. But look, when you're going to a place that gives you 2 forks, if you even know what the forks are for, you should already know you should be coming there looking the part. You should want to dress up. You should want to feel good about yourself. You should want to go in there looking presentable. Okay. You can leave the booty shorts and the swimwear for swimming and the beach. You don't have to wear that to the restaurant. Because look, ever since, I don't know how it is with the guys. I don't really pay attention much to them. But ever since they came out with stuff like Fashion Nova, what's the other ones? Oh my gosh, the one that they keep. There's one that they keep like putting out there.
I was gonna say Victoria's Secret, but I was like, no, that's not it.
No, I mean like the online shopping. Oh, Shein. That's what it's called.
Shein, I have heard of that.
Or whatever it's called, like
from Jimmy Neutron. Shein.
I'm just gonna say, a lot of the clothes that they have on there is low-key kind of raunchy. So it's like sometimes you look at the clothes and it's like, where are you gonna wear this to? But they still buy it, they still wear it.
Oh, you want to wear it to
and I guess society just accepts it. So now that people kind of make a problem of it, then people are looking like, oh, well, I can't wear this. Like, I'm not gonna go there and I'm not gonna do this. But it's like, come on, like, come on now. I don't think they're trying to force it, but I think that they're just trying to keep their restaurant a high class type of thing. So I think that's why they're kind of making all these rules. And because society kind of justifies like, oh, if they want to wear this, like she should be able to wear this if she wants to wear this. I think because society justifies that, we look at, restaurants like that as a problem because, people can't express themselves freely. And, in 2021, that's what society has accepted.
Don't even.
Whatever way that you feel about something, whatever, I don't know, whatever values that you have and you carry and you instill into your family or your children, like people expect society to respect that. And it's like, not everybody's going to agree with how,
that acceptability stuff is getting ridiculous nowadays. Like it's really getting it's getting to an can people just understand that not everybody's going to like agree or accept you? Like can we please just like, okay, I understand, like, okay, I want to be accepted by everyone. I'm sorry, but like that's just not gonna happen. It's just not gonna happen. There's always that one person, at least one, and it's most likely thousands of people who just don't like you, like just for no reason. They're just not gonna like you, or like for a reason. Now, for those of you listen to audio, that's quotations. Quotations, like they they don't like, it's
but look, this is the thing though. This is the thing, Julian.
This is the thing.
This is the thing. They force this acceptance of everything in society so that they can push certain agendas without people being able to be mad or being able to call them out when they're wrong, or to go against what their agenda or whatever their belief system is. So that's why they do the things that they do, so that they can put on social media or put on the news or put whatever the, I don't know, media outlet that they're using. They can put whatever they want and have no backlash from it.
That's very
and if
true.
if you do go against what they say, then oh my gosh, canceled. You're canceled.
I was just gonna say that. I was just cancel culture. Cancel culture is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. I realized cancel culture was terrible when they tried to cancel J. Cole, because I'm a big J. Cole fan. And like,
I mean, hey,
like I was like, are you serious? You're trying to cancel J. Cole? And if y'all remember, it's called Snow on the Bluff. It was that song because the girl, he retaliated back at the girl because No Name, whatever her name was, it was No Name, I'm pretty sure, and he retaliated back, And it wasn't even a diss. Like that's the craziest thing was it wasn't even a diss. It was like, hey, I feel like you should say this and stuff like this. But and even he even said it about himself. He was like, hey, like actually, like yeah, I could do better too. And he was like, but you need to like listen to us too on top of it. And it was both sides, but everybody was like, cancel J. Cole. Guys, I'm like, y'all are dumb. You got to be dumb. Twitter
But
fingers.
look
Can't
though,
stand
the
them.
thing about it is like the fact that people are so scared to like voice their opinion or voice their views on things, it kind of forces them to accept people, and it just furthers the process of everybody accepting everything, even if
Because
those aren't your true values, even if it's not something that you actually believe.
ooh,
Now I will say this, the Black Twitter people, they do not care. Like they do not
they
care.
crazy.
They
They
do not care.
crazy.
They are bold, they do not care. They're gonna say what they want to say, and I definitely respect that to a certain extent, because sometimes they do get a little out of pocket.
You should have saw
But it's crazy. Like sometimes you look at people, they don't even have values for themselves because they've accepted so many things from society. They
yeah.
lose themselves.
You should have saw the like the comments because it was on Shade
Mm-hmm.
Room where I saw the turkey leg thing. Like the
Mm-hmm.
comments underneath. And no, it was on Twitter, and like some of like the memes was like how I'm showing up to turkey leg with the fancy suit on with with the umbrella and the top hat.
Yep.
I'm over here rolling like I'm rolling and stuff like looking at all this stuff. I'm like this is hilarious. Like these people are all right because because even if they like do agree with it, they'll still like
Mm-hmm.
pop a joke or something like that, which I find
Yeah.
hilarious. Like even if they don't believe in it, they like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this would be like really funny, so let's post it.
Yeah.
Which is a good and a bad thing because then let's say those people who don't have exact view on it, but then they
Mm-hmm.
see that and then they see it laughing, and then you keep piling on and on and on and on the joke when
Yeah. The
in all
memes.
actuality you were actually with the people that you put the joke on. So it's so many different like things with it and stuff. And again, cancel culture is just dumb. And I love what you said though. I'm gonna put my finger in the camera, but I love what you said though. Was when you said like that people are so afraid to say their views
Yeah.
that now everybody's so more accepting because nobody's actually saying what they actually think,
But
which is
look though,
really big.
it gets even deeper though, Julian. It gets even deeper. Like I was just having a conversation with my uncle and my boyfriend. And I'm like, low key, they need to like not to get into politics, but they low key need to get rid of the different parties because I feel like a
Not
lot
low
of
key, high key.
people, yeah, high
High
key,
key.
definitely high
High
key, the
key.
highest keys of keys,
No,
should we say?
exactly.
But they should get rid of it just because like I feel like there might be people out there that want to run, but they want to run independent. And the fact that like no independents ever win,
You know,
they're like, there's no point in me putting all this money out here, putting my name out there, putting
they
my
get closer.
family's business out there.
They get closer and closer every year. I will admit, like
They
from what
do,
I
but think
remember.
about it, like because there's two like super popular parties, Republicans and Democrats. If you're gonna say that you're a Democrat, you kind of just have to go in there accepting everything that that party believes in. Because
Close
as
to,
soon as you say, well, I'm a Democrat, but I don't believe this, and this, part of your party is going to be like, oh yeah, no, forget them. Like
which is dumb.
we need another leader. We need another leader.
Well,
And
that's
it's like,
conforming
you never really know people's like
true agendas.
true thought, their true thought process, or their true, like I said, values and belief systems on things, just because when they say that they're part of this party, they automatically feel like, or people automatically feel like they have to accept everything that comes with that. And not necessarily. You
Yeah.
can believe some of the values of the Republicans and the Democrats. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we said before, high key, on the highest keys of keys,
Highest
they
key.
need to get rid of the different parties and everybody just needs to run as
Whatever.
independents.
Just run.
I mean, but we won't be able to see that until like years from now, if we're
We may
even
not
here for
even, unless
that.
somebody overthrows the government at this point.
I
Like
mean,
at this point,
there's a lot of people alive
on some
that
Hunger
had
Games stuff.
yeah, there's a lot of people still alive that were in the civil rights era and they still have the
Don't even get
same
me
belief
started on that,
systems,
because
and
they be they're
that's a
so
whole
stuck.
nother,
They're so stuck in their ideas. Like we're like the only
but look though,
party system, political system that like literally has like not changed like at all. Like we
but
haven't
think about
changed
it
a
though,
single bit.
those other countries have been around for hundreds of years.
We have been around
We're
not as
dealing with
long.
issues that literally happened in the past 60 years.
That's true.
Like
We
we
are
have
developing.
grandparents that literally picked cotton. So
That
it's
is
like
crazy. That is really
that's what I'm
crazy.
saying. They're still gonna have that same mindset just because they had a black president, just because we got Juneteenth as a national holiday doesn't mean that life
Woo!
goes on. Like woo, federal holiday, but it's like we're still dealing with the same issues.
Yeah.
So
I actually still
yeah.
had to get used to celebrating Juneteenth. Like I even talked about it on the podcast too. Like
Mhm.
I'm not used to it. Like when it comes up
I
like
mean,
that,
did you go to Juneteenth
I
when
did.
you
I
were a
did.
kid?
I went with old girl.
But
It,
I'm saying, like, did you go when you were a kid? Like,
no.
or was this your first? Were
That
you
was my
like
first
there
time.
all
I
the rest of
swear.
it?
At least the first time that I can
That's
remember.
crazy.
I talked to my parents and they said I've been there before, but I don't think it probably like
It
registered in my
wasn't
head.
memorable. Yeah.
Because the first time I remember Juneteenth as a thing was like sometime in history class or something I saw, online or something like that. And I was
It was
like,
probably online because you know how the American education system is set
yeah,
up.
yeah,
But
which is
yeah, that's
garbage.
a different.
Especially
That's
black
a different
people
podcast.
and Indians. Don't even get me started on indigenous people. Not Indians, sorry. I'm not gonna call them
Native
that
American
because that's
people.
not
Yeah.
their name. Native Americans and indigenous peoples.
Mm.
But because of the American system, I'm used to saying Indian. So thank you so
Yep.
much.
Thank you, America.
Thank you, America. Woo! Whitewash.
Or
We
should we
love it.
say thank you, Uncle Sam? But go
Thanks, Uncle
ahead.
Sam, man.
Thanks, Uncle Sam.
But like I was just like, that was my first time going to Juneteenth, like, and I
It
didn't
really stuck
expect
with
to
you.
go. It was a spur of the moment thing, and she had invited me, said she was going, so I just went, and it was, it was nice. It was nice to see everybody,
Yeah.
just all black people in a positive space, by
Hmm.
themselves, and that's actually been happening for like, I think he said like 60, 70 years or something like that, and I'm
Yeah.
like, in Milwaukee,
Yeah,
it's
we have like
happening
the
for that long.
oldest
That is crazy.
celebration history of
I I
Juneteenth.
I
Yeah.
was I asked people, and I was like, how long has this been here? They was like, I don't know. And then then I heard it on the shout out to 101.7 The Truth. You listen to that?
I think I might have heard it a few
Love
times.
listen to them, especially the 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. show. They also got a 4 p.m.,
7
5 p.m.,
a.m.
and 6 p.m. show too. But I mainly listen to the morning one. Morning one's really good with Mel and Joe, the people who are like the hype people for the Bucks. They
Okay.
talk about, but they talk about like so much different stuff. But like
Mhm.
that, the guy Joe, he said that yeah, it's actually been here for like 50, 60, 70 years or something
Yeah.
like that. Since like the 1950s or something like that,
Mhm.
1960s. And I was just like, wow, like I had no idea. I had no idea there was such this rich culture there. And because I've been my whole life, July 4th is like the time to celebrate and be with
Yep.
my family. That's the only time I see my family. Now I want to make Juneteenth that day.
Juneteenth the day. Yeah.
Like, because
I
I'm
actually
not
heard a
used to it.
lady when we were walking through Juneteenth. She was like, I ain't going to July 14th or July 4th this year. She was like, I'm gonna wear all black. I'm like, I definitely feel you on that. And look. I used to be the person, like, I hate to say this. I used to be the person that would wear the red, the white, the blue,
Ain't
like
nothing to be shamed about
every
it. We just
single
didn't know.
year. But it's like now it's like I wear black and white. I wore black and white on Juneteenth, or I mean on July 4th this year. So,
I don't even remember what I wore. That's how much I didn't care.
that's how much you didn't
Like
care.
I literally, that was the
I like
first
the
time
fireworks though. I
I
always.
never said happy 4th of July. Like that whole day, I didn't say it to anybody. Not one person. That was the first time. I ain't say it to anybody because I really felt some type of way after I talked about it on here. And then I went to
Uh-huh.
Juneteenth. Then I hear other people say all this other stuff. And I'm like, and I was actually like, what's the word for the 4th? Like beforehand. But then after
Yeah.
I posted, I was just like, how do
But
I
look at
actually
this.
feel?
But
Like,
look at this
like for
though.
real.
This is what we have to do. We've got to
Uh-oh.
bring all the aspects of July 4th to Juneteenth. Like, why can't we
Exactly.
have our own fireworks
They,
on
man,
Juneteenth? Why
imagine
can't we all
red.
go to the why can't we all go to the park after the parade and the festival or whatever and barbecue like it's July 4th? We need to
Yeah.
just bring those aspects
Take
of
off
July
for
4th.
July 4th.
I mean, hey,
If
it's
you get, I mean, I said not July 4th, but Juneteenth. Take off for
mm-hmm.
Juneteenth. You know, like unlike everybody take off or everybody has an automatic off day for July 4th. Can we get that for
Yeah.
Juneteenth?
Because I
Please?
think now that it's a federal holiday, I think people
You
are
can
able
start
to
doing
do it.
that. Yes, you can.
So
Yes,
it's
you can.
definitely going to be interesting, in the years to follow how, people celebrate it. Because I know when I was younger, we would always go. It was never like, oh,
Yeah.
this is Juneteenth. Like, you know how people kind of walk up on something like, oh, there's a festival going on. Like, what's going on? That was never us. We always went to Juneteenth. So it
Wow.
was nothing new for us, but
No,
it was
never.
definitely nice to see, all the black vendors and stuff like that down there. So
Dope. I think it's
yeah.
dope. Hopefully next year, especially because I'm gonna probably still I'm gonna be at a off campus apartment, I think still, or I may be back here. I don't know. It depends on what I decide on doing. That's a
Mhm.
year from now, so I have no idea.
Yeah.
But the plan is to like be with the homies or like family or something and like really
Mhm.
celebrate. We'll have my
Celebrate.
red, green, and black
Yeah.
on and like really like like celebrate my culture, like,
Yeah.
because that's my culture. July 4th, that's not my culture. We were forced to fight
Yeah.
in that war. We were
Yeah.
we got our our rights, really our rights. Well, actually, it was actually before Juneteenth, but that was the
Mhm.
last day the slaves were set
Free.
free.
Mhm.
Well, the slaves that they knew of, in the
Yeah.
quotation
Yeah.
marks, the slaves that they
There's still
actually knew
slavery
about,
going on,
because
but yeah.
it's still
Yeah.
slavery now. Jail.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's cool. But that the plan is to actually
Prison to
have like,
pipeline. Or
yeah.
I mean the school to prison pipeline.
School, prison, work in general, impoverished communities, the
But
ghetto.
I
Oh,
mean,
don't even get me started.
segregation. I mean,
Segregation in
how that
Milwaukee
goes.
too. Ooh, tough. We
You know
got some
how that
things to
goes.
work out.
But I mean, yeah, everything should be lit next year. Like, I
It
mean,
better
we'll
be.
all be. I mean, our friend group will be 21, so we'll be able to go places. We'll be able to do things. I
I can't
mean,
wait to be
so
21. Like, I
we live all
like
2022.
I be walking down, Water Street and all those places. Like, I'm not a
Hmm.
club guy, but like just the fact
Yeah.
that I can't
Just
go,
the fact that we can't go in, I
yeah,
think that's what it is. Cause
it's
like
like
we're
at
not
least I have the
drinkers or
option.
anything like that.
At least I have the option when I'm 21.
Yeah, you want to feel like they can be like, "What you want a margarita?" and you could say no. You could tell them no, knowing that if you wanted it, you could get it, but you just want to tell them no just because you can.
Facts. Shout
It's
out
just
to the
that
people with
feeling,
fake
It's kind of
ID.
like how COVID, we got all this extra time, but we couldn't do anything with it. We did nothing was open.
Nothing was open.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's unfortunate. But moving on to the next part of the stuff. I think we're almost about an hour in. Wow, Diamond, you talk a
Well,
lot. My
I
goodness.
mean, once I get started,
Just get to
it's something
going.
else.
Thought that was my job.
Which is crazy because I was the total opposite when I was younger. When I was in like elementary, a little bit of middle school, I was the quietest kid. Like maybe
Hey,
with my friends we were cool, but I was teacher's pet.
I was somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, what? Actually, I'm curious. What's an honest kind of like assessment of like how I was in high school?
Okay. Well, freshman year,
Dweeb.
man, the fact that you've changed so much, like in this short amount of time, even just from freshman year to senior year, like first off, you don't even look like the same person.
No,
Most
I don't.
people's like, oh, they kind of look the same. Like that's so and so. I feel like you don't look the same at all.
Nah.
Like I go back and like people post like videos and I'm like, Julian really looked like that, and we didn't like we
Yeah.
clowned you, but like
Clown me
could have
bad.
clowned you to the max degree.
I got clowned. No, I was bullied. I refuse to say
Nah,
I
but
was bullied.
I
I
mean,
was,
bullying, that's a whole nother level. Like
I was
that's
bullied.
disrespectful.
I was
But
bullied.
you know how
I
our
was
friend
bullied.
group is. Like we threw jokes out there, people threw jokes back.
I'm just
But
saying
yeah,
I was
you've
bullied.
definitely changed. You're definitely more like outgoing. Um, not saying that you weren't outgoing
I was
before.
already outgoing. It's just I had to warm up, but on top of that, I did have some things I need to get over. Still things I need to get over now,
Mhm.
but I
Yeah.
just, you know,
But like yeah, more social. I feel like more confident about who you are. I guess you could say I feel like that's something that everybody kind of
gets to
builds up
with
as
time.
you go from being the lowest in the building, like the lowest class, and
Yeah,
then
and I was
once
five
you
foot.
graduate, you
I
feel kind of.
was 5 foot. I'm almost six
I
now.
mean, you were shorter than me, Julian.
I know it was bad.
You were
It was
shorter
really
than
bad.
me, so
It was really
I felt good about myself, for maybe a year or two. But yeah, overall, you've definitely changed as an
Yeah,
individual. So
I could say the same about you too, for to an extent, because you were more reserved.
yeah.
Definitely a little more reserved. Like you were kind of outgoing, but then not. And then it kind of just like it was like especially we started hanging with me and then Excel
Mhm.
and then like some of the other guys that I'm
Mhm.
around and stuff, and like your also friend your other friends and like then the theater
Mhm.
group and stuff like that. Like I definitely
Yeah.
saw more and more like you were more comfortable with being more goofy and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think everybody just saw me as Mama Dime. That
Definitely.
nobody thought that I was could be funny, that I could be outgoing. Like I've definitely freshman year, a few of my friends, it's probably like Ian and Dayon and them, like, yeah, she don't look like she like to have fun. She looked like she don't go to no party. She looked like I'm like, guys, like I will go if you guys
You are a
ask me
saint.
to go. Like,
You are the saint. You are the saint. Okay.
yeah, I was
Leave
the
it at
saint.
that.
I was the
You were
saint.
the saint,
So
and I was the preacher's kid. The
yeah, you were
pastor.
Pastor
Yeah,
Juju,
Pastor Juju.
and I was Evangelist Diamond, I guess you could
Yeah.
say.
What is it? Saint Diamond, something like that. I don't know. I don't know how
I
it
don't
goes.
know.
But either way, moving on from a quick little high school remembering thingy. So the next thing I know you might have seen this before, but like I do this thing called the Versatile 3.
Hmm.
And basically it's just three different topics. They're kind of related, but then not at the same time.
Okay, okay,
And you just and we just talk about them separately and then we'll make a connection kind of like towards the end. So the
okay.
first thing is making money, especially just right now in general. Like I've said before that I make money with I do DoorDash, and then also I also help
Yeah.
my dad with this grass cutting business thing that he does as well. And
Hmm.
that's and besides that I do whatever I can, I guess,
Your side
because
money
I
stuff,
do
yeah.
this podcast, I do music and stuff like that. I'm not really getting paid for those two things as of right now. We're in a building
Yeah.
phase.
They're
um
hobbies until you make money off them, then you call them careers.
yeah, yeah, then yeah, their hobbies until their careers, right? So what about
Yeah.
you? I know you said a few things about it before though.
Well, it's mostly, I mean, obviously my mom owns a daycare, so
Yeah.
um, I fill in up there whenever they need, but that's more of like a part-time, not even really part-time type of thing. But definitely hair, like I will say, just because like I kind of work for myself, I create my own
Be cold,
schedule.
y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Yeah, it's kind of endless with that. I mean, you book as many clients as you can do basically, so it's
Four
not like
hours.
you're making a certain like amount of money. It's kind of just endless. And I'll say, like, if you can, like, come up with any hustle. Like, if you do nails, do nails. If you can do hair
Facts.
good, do hair.
Facts.
If you can clean shoes,
If you
because
can
like
record
the
people
the
and edit,
money's,
go do that.
yeah, the money is honestly endless. So and the other thing I was thinking the other day is I feel like, wait, hold on.
Uh-oh, technical difficulties, guys. Just a quick second.
Sorry about that, guys.
No.
But anyways, back to the podcast. I was saying that the trades are probably going to become they're kind of a thing of the past, but I feel like they're gonna become a thing of the future, and college might become a thing of the past, maybe. I
Everybody's
mean,
gonna go
obviously,
to
there's
college.
still gonna be people that definitely go to college, but I feel like the
Make money.
trades are definitely something that people should start looking more into because, like, you have conversations with people and you're like, dang, plumbers make this much, like
Yeah.
you carpenters are making this
Mhm.
much, and we're getting
Especially if
these
you don't care
college
about school.
degrees. Yeah, mind you, you're not paying that much to go to these trade schools. You're not in school for as long as a
No.
4
And you make money
degree,
like
and you
first
might
year.
be making more money than the person that has a college diploma.
They need a master sometimes. Like once you keep working
Yeah,
up and up and up
sometimes
the
a
food chain.
master's. So like if you can get a trade and a college diploma, do that. If you just want to do a trade, do that. But
Yeah.
I feel like to just go to college and to just have that one thing under your belt, I feel like that's going to be something of the past. Like
Yeah.
everybody's going to need a hustle because you never know, like, when you're going to get laid off, when anything, yeah. I mean, with the pandemic, we see that like anything can happen. So it's like I said, if you have a hustle, just do it.
Go do
I
it.
mean, don't do any illegal stuff, hopefully. But
Yeah.
if you can do
Scammers.
something legal, do something legal.
This camera's going crazy. I ain't gonna lie, but it's it's cool. It's cool though. But yeah, definitely. Do whatever you can to make your guap. You know what I'm
Money.
saying? Make
Hmm.
make your make your cheddar. Make
But
your
look,
cheese.
look, make money, but don't make money make you. There we go. If that made sense, you might want to run that back. Hold on. Here we go.
Okay. Okay. Diamond.
Make money,
Right.
but don't let money make you.
Amen.
All
Preach,
right, there you
sister.
go. There you go.
Hallelujah.
Can I get a amen?
Oh man.
Amen.
But yeah, definitely, I do agree with that. Just make sure and if you're gonna, and if you're this is gonna be something you're possibly gonna be doing for the rest of your life,
Mhm.
make sure you do something you actually like to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is something that I've talked about previously, and that's why I chose the career path that I choose right now. But to
Yeah, that's why
on
I'm
moving
gonna
on
be
to
a
the
teacher making low money. No
right.
money at all. But
um
it's all for the kids. We love the kids.
Even if you're making a lot of money though, still you want to make sure it's
Mhm.
something, or at least have
Yeah.
something that makes you happy still. Because then you
Don't
become
lose
really dull
yourself.
when you just
Hmm.
have a high paying job, but
Yeah.
then that's it. That's what you are.
Hmm.
I'd rather have a
Passion.
mediocre job and like really be happy with what I'm doing and still have free time to like have, like, let's say when I have my wife and like my kids and
Hmm.
all that type of stuff, then have a super high paying job and be
Yeah.
essentially lonely. So
I
I
mean, that's
just,
the point of life. That's the point of life
yeah,
to have something to look forward to each and every day. Once you get all, you
yeah.
find a lot of people that have a lot of money are like the saddest people in the world.
Oh, definitely.
Because
So
once they
sad.
get all this money, then it's like they have nothing to chase, you know?
Yep. One of the
There's
worst human
no, there's
constructs ever.
nothing, there's no drive to do anything because it's like everything's kind of just there at their fingertips. So
Yeah. Yeah. But moving on
never be
to
rich, be wealthy.
oh, well, wealthy.
Another one,
Generational
guys.
wealth,
Write that down. Write that down.
black generational wealth. But moving on to the
Tap
second
your neighbor
part
and said,
of the wait, what?
neighbor, be wealthy and not rich.
Hallelujah. You swinging today. um,
I mean, I'm just trying to give him pointers.
right. But moving on to the second part, what I was trying to say is so the second versatile part is splurging, aka
Mm,
basically self-love. So, when you have that money and stuff like that, there's a time and there's a place to spend it.
mm-hmm.
There
Yeah.
is a time you don't need to always work 24/7, but you don't need to always play 24/7,
24/7.
while having a balance. And I feel like too many people, they're too conservative with their money a lot of the times.
Yeah.
Which is good to an extent, of course, but you have to preserve your own happiness still. And I feel like, me
Mm-hmm.
personally, like, I'm young, I have enough money to do some different things. It would come at the cost of some of my savings for college and stuff, but
Yeah.
experiences are worth a lifetime.
Yeah.
So you have to find that balance. Like I went to Cali. I just came back from Minnesota. I went to
Yep.
Mall of America for the first time. That was something I also got to do. I went to the Six Flags like
Mhm.
almost a month ago as well. I mean a little over a month ago as well. I'm gonna go to Cali again later, see some family. I want to go
Mhm.
to maybe Atlanta or the Dells or
Okay.
one of those two, and I want to go to Chicago again before the summer is over. There's so many things I want to do, but like I'm still making my money and stuff like that. But there's a balance, and
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, you need to just you got to be able to relax and let go, because God did not just make
Mhm.
you just you could work 24/7,
To work. Yeah.
365. I'm sorry, that's just not how it goes.
That's true. Well, like you said, life is all about the experience and the journey and how you get there in the end. So it's like, I feel like a lot of the older generation, they kind of work hard to save for the future. And it's like,
What future?
tomorrow's not promised. So what if you don't make it to that future that you're talking about? What
You
if you don't,
neglecting your kid
what
and
if
your
you're
wife.
not here for tomorrow? Um, so I definitely feel you. Like, if you want to do something, definitely do it. Like, don't spend all your money in, you have nothing to call your own, you have nothing saved in your bank account. But like, definitely take that time to save money and spend the money doing things that you enjoy doing, or doing things that you want to do. Because like I said, tomorrow's not promised. You might be saving this money for Friday, you might not even get to Friday. So it's like, be smart, like you said, have that balance. Because those um those experiences are priceless, it's definitely priceless. So
Yeah.
yeah, travel when you can travel, because you might get to a point in your life where you can't travel. You might be, more settled down and more
Mm.
responsibilities. So when you're younger and you don't have as many responsibilities, definitely take the time to do those things.
Yeah. Also, buy some expensive stuff every now and then. Like, get
I
yourself a nice
mean,
car. Get
but
yourself
be
a nice
careful. Be
watch.
careful with that
Oh, no,
though.
no,
Be
no.
careful with
To an
buying the
extent,
expensive stuff.
like me myself, I bought me like a pair of AirPods because I wanted like something reliable,
Okay.
something that's
Yeah.
it was like what 200 something like that. But
Mm.
like at the end of the day, I've been saving my money.
Yeah.
I bought them like almost a year ago now, like back in like November,
Mm-hmm.
I think. And I don't regret the purchase. I still use them
Yeah.
today. I keep track of them.
Yeah.
Like my mom and dad, they buy expensive stuff for each other for like different
Mm-hmm.
holidays and stuff like that because they
Yeah.
have, like that's what you have to do. If you're just holding on to the
Yeah.
money, then at some point you got to use it. And
Yeah.
even though you're not gonna get a whole bunch of stuff, like get things do sometimes you just gotta buy things, whether that's for
Yeah.
yourself or just for the people you love in your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't be too stingy with your money, basically.
Basically.
Cause, you know, definitely it's all about the experience. So
Yeah, go out
I
to
probably would say, I mean, I guess that the answer to this will be a little bit different depending on who you ask, but I feel like, spending money on experiences would probably be a better buy, I guess. Cause I mean, those experiences, no one can take that away from you. You
Mhm.
can't lose those things, but you can lose things and never get them back.
That's true.
So,
So then that kind of moves me on to the next part of the versatile three, the last part, which is
mhm.
traveling, like just essentially traveling.
Yeah.
And as I said, I want to go different places and stuff like that, especially within the next
Mhm.
year also. Also that Cali trip that I went to, that was with like my friends from MSU, which I haven't seen them in
Mhm.
a while. So that was amazing. And I will never regret that. I will not
Yeah.
regret that. And I used all my
Mhm.
stock money to pay for it, so I felt great. So that's how you save smartly and then use the money you
Yeah.
save
Use
to
the
have
money.
fun and use wisely. It doesn't hurt your bank account like that. So perfect.
Yeah.
Right. So but like what are like some of your like favorite spots to go to or like places you want to
So
go to?
like when I was younger, obviously I was blessed enough for my parents to be able to take us to multiple different states and stuff like that. So like we've gone to DC, we've gone to New York, we've been to Cali, we've been to Florida, um, where else? We've been to Tennessee, We've been to Georgia, Mississippi. We've been to a lot of different places. I mean, obviously, I always have a love for Georgia in my heart because that's where I want to move
Clearly.
to. There's a vibe there. Like it comes with this things, every city has their things that, they could probably work on. But there's definitely a vibe there. I just like to see so many African Americans wanting to all be successful. Because sometimes you need that. Like you need to kind of see people that are like you trying to do what you want to do. Um, but I definitely like that. Miami is really nice.
Haven't been yet. It's on bucket.
Now California, I liked it, but if I had to move somewhere close to like the ocean, I guess you could say, like, I would definitely choose Florida over California.
Really?
But
Why?
I mean, we were in Los Angeles and we went to like Malibu, Beverly Hills, and all of that stuff. But sometimes you see these places on like the movies or
Hmm.
like other, I don't know, social media and stuff like that, and they kind of hype it. But I mean, I guess everybody has a different aspects of different cities that they like. So I guess it kind of depends on, your experience when you go there. Now, I will say you do have a different experience of the city or wherever you plan on going, depending on like who you're going with. So, like a family trip will feel different from a trip with your spouse or your significant other or your friends. Um, so definitely, I probably say definitely take out the time to like try to travel with different people, just so that like you can have those different experiences. Because like I know when I went to Miami, I went with my friend Joan and her friends from Duke, and it was just like it's just a different feeling that you get traveling with different people. So definitely, switch up the flow a little bit. And probably somewhere that I want to go soon is I want to go to like an island. Like I want to go to like Hawaii or like the Virgin Islands or like
That's
Jamaica or
nice.
something
My
like
parents
that.
have
Like
been.
something,
Cruise. Just do a cruise.
yeah, like something outside of the United States, but not too far away. I want to do something like that. Something to make me get a passport, basically.
Okay. I actually have a
Yeah.
passport. I don't know where is it. Is it in my drawer? I think it's in my drawer. But I had to get it for choir, but then COVID. Thank you, COVID. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Yikes. Where were
No,
you guys supposed
Panini.
to go?
Panini.
To
Um,
Oh wait, you said
no, I was
Panini?
talking about like, instead of saying that, I said panini, like panoramic
Oh,
panini. You get what I'm saying?
but I don't know if
Pangea.
that was the answer to what I
No, no, no,
asked.
no, no, no. I was saying we were gonna go to Peru and Ecuador, and then
Oh,
we were
okay,
actually,
okay.
yeah, we're gonna Peru and Ecuador. It was actually gonna be Bolivia, but then COVID spiked, so then they changed it to Ecuador,
Mm,
and then COVID just took over. So then it was no.
okay.
That
Cause
was
I'm
my
like
freshman
panini. I've never heard they sell those at
at the
Panera.
store over there, right? But also one thing that I have written down here was like a lot of like black people, or not even black people, just people in no, yeah, I would say black people, who
Hmm.
are like born in like these hoods and these impoverished neighborhoods. They never travel outside of the city
Yeah,
or the state. But the city, like some people
yeah.
literally never go out of the
Never
city.
gone to Chicago. Yeah.
Like,
I
yeah.
mean, and that's actually something I was talking with my boyfriend about. Like, when you don't have those experiences of other places, you kind of stay stagnant and you
Mhm.
kind of like it kind of intensifies your mindset on like life in the world. Um, so it's like just imagine to live in a city where it has the highest crime rate or it has the
Mm.
highest mass incarceration rate for African American males, and you've never experienced anything outside of that. You've never seen successful African
Your
Americans
life
owning their own
perspective is messed up,
businesses,
man.
living in big, beautiful homes. You've never seen any of that. So, like, then you watch the news and you look on social media and it intensifies the whole thing and the whole mindset and agenda, like we were talking about before, the agenda that they put on society. So it's definitely I would hope that everybody could possibly be able to experience something outside of their hometown or their home city or state, because life's about the experiences, you know.
Definitely.
It
It
it,
definitely
it, it
is.
helps you grow as an
Um,
individual. And
and a part of the growth thing is I saw, Prince EA is like that dude. He's like super buff and he always has like these super like 4 to 5 minute long like inspirational videos.
I'm not good with names, but if I saw him, I probably would know
Yeah,
who
he's
you're talking about.
jacked, but like he be always sitting down like this, and he
Mm.
be he be talking and preaching and stuff. You
Hmm.
if I showed you a picture,
I
you,
probably
you
know
know what I'm talking about.
who
But
he
he
is.
said he made a video about people make more money after they leave their hometown, which is
Hmm.
makes sense. It would make sense. And on top of that, I also saw a stat that said that you make so much more money when you continue to get a job and then leave that job, then leave the next job, because remember, you that
Hmm.
builds up accumulation and experience, especially if you
Hmm.
staying for like 3 to 6 months or 6 months to a year, because that's like, hey, he worked there successfully. You call back the
Hmm.
job. That's another referral because they're like, hey, he worked good. He just wanted to leave. Because when you stay stagnant at the same place, you can't negotiate that much of a better pay unless you're switching positions like that.
Yeah.
So, you keep going to next place, next place, next place. You can go for this dude went from like 80K to like 300K or something like
Wow.
that. And like, I want to say, I think he said like 8 years or something like that, or maybe it might have been even shorter than that. But either way, like that's what happens
Still,
when you
yeah.
continue to move on. When you get out of your environment, whether that's leaving your hometown or just continue to move jobs and stuff like
But
that.
that intensifies when you're seeing people that are like you getting to the point that you want to be at. It's a mindset that comes with that.
HBCU gang.
I mean, you know how that goes, but it's definitely a mindset that comes with that. People always say like, and I mean, I say it too, like we as a people need to do better. We need to help our own selves, but I feel like there's a mindset that comes with all the trauma that we've gone through, um, that hasn't really been completely dealt with. So people are still kind of stuck in these places of, well, I've always been the lowest of the low, or I've always been looked at as nothing. And they don't really look at, people that are in those places of power that do look like them, that are successful, that are at the places that they want to be. So it's like you kind of gotta find a mentor, somebody to look up to, so that you know, in your heart, in your mind, that you could possibly be that too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And one of my friends, he was saying like, uh, he was saying back home, like they don't do nothing like at all. Like it's like where he lives, it's like they don't do nothing. Like they be trying to ask
yeah.
him to do stuff or like because that's what one of his other family members did, and
Hmm.
he's like, bro, I don't want to do that. But then at the same time, it's either like I go hoop, I stay in the house and chill, or
Yeah.
I do some really stupid stuff. So it's like, bro, like what am I supposed to do? But when he's out, with us or back in
Hmm.
college and stuff like that, that's a whole different perspective of people because
Hmm.
your environment, although I mean, of course there are exceptions, but your environment really does shape who you are,
Yeah.
especially from a young age. That's
Even
what you see.
yeah, even like just from this summer, like even just being able to see different things, like the way that your city looks,
In different
just like
ways.
like looking at different views of the city and going to different, I don't know, places in nature, and like just being able to see different, like even when we were in Florida, just being able to like look out at the ocean, like that's a beautiful thing to be able to do that every single day.
uh,
I
every
was like, these girls literally can go to the beach
every day.
and walk down the beach every morning. It's like there's just a feeling that comes with that. And I mean, obviously it's intensified for us because we're from Wisconsin. So the
No,
weather
no, no,
be
Milwaukee.
40.
From
Yeah,
Milwaukee.
we're from Milwaukee.
From
The
Milwaukee.
weather be 40 degrees today and raining, 80 degrees the next day. The next day it's
60
snowing.
and cold.
Like So yeah, I think I'm definitely a warm climate person,
Yeah.
and I need to be in a warm state.
I think
Shout out to my low iron people.
and
We
it's
stay in the
mostly
house.
girls. It's mostly
We stay
girls.
in the house. But
Um,
yeah, I definitely like the warm climate. I
I
mean,
think I realized that I was born in Milwaukee when 60 degrees is that's beautiful. Like
it's short weather. It's
that's
short
beautiful.
weather.
That's shorts. Like that's like even 50s, depending on what the wind is like, that's that's shorts. Like honestly, like that's just what it is. I've gone outside in
Yeah.
like 30, 40-degree weather with shorts to go get something real quick. People
Yeah.
in LA or something like that, like my cousins, like they can't do that. Like they literally would freeze to
Even
death.
my
I'd be
cousins from
scared for them.
Atlanta.
Huh?
I say even my cousins from
Oh,
Atlanta, and my aunt was born and raised in Milwaukee, and they
yep.
still be wearing coats and jackets and stuff when they come down. We're like,
Your
it's warm,
environment
like take that off.
shapes your
So
environment.
it's crazy, but
Yeah. But yeah, so like, that's the versatile three. But I think you see how they all kind of, connect and stuff like that. From the making money
mhm,
to knowing when and when not to splurge, and
yep,
then splurging, whether that's buying things or buying
traveling.
traveling and experiences.
Mhm.
Like those are all things that I feel like everybody needs to do. Like you
Yeah,
have to make money. You should be, spending money on yourself every now and then,
yeah.
like, and taking the time to really take care of yourself and the people around you. Show them that you care,
Mhm,
not just with money, but with
mhm.
experiences, with just checking up on them, and then traveling. Like traveling is, I don't think people realize how much traveling really can, like, that can save lives. Like
Yeah,
Malcolm X, when he went to the Mecca, then he came back as a totally different person with totally different ideals. That traveling and seeing different things and different
the
experiences
experiences, yeah.
changes lives, man.
And I'll even say this too, outside of the traveling, just based on like experience that um you might have when you travel, or even if you're not like going anywhere far, even if you're still in your own state and you're doing stuff. Um I actually, when we went to Atlanta, we went and got massages just to bounce back to like the self-care, self-love stuff.
A
Julian,
massage will
I
hit.
don't know if you ever had a massage
Nope, not
before.
yet. I want to.
Julian,
That sounds so
priceless. If they
how
would
much,
have told me 125, I would have gave it to them. Like
how much was it?
it was only like $79.
Okay.
And it was for like an hour. But still, like,
And I got back
Julian.
issues. I got back
I
issues.
mean, yeah, you
So
go to the
like
chiropractor, so
I
it's dang near kind of.
no 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 massage is way different. And I
I
know
mean, but it's still, from the videos I be watching, they be in pain when they first hit the crack, but it seemed like
no, that
they
crack
be
is,
good.
oh, that crack is so, like, I know you've seen me like in the last year, like I do this a
Do
lot and
that, yeah,
I
with your neck.
twist my, like it just cracked right there and I do this. Oh, it cracked again.
Yeah.
But like,
You
all that
probably
stuff.
should get like the thing that they put in your chair
Yeah, I know
for
what
like
you're
back support. You probably should get that because
talking about. That
you probably sit in that chair a lot.
I do sit in this chair
Yeah,
a
you
decent
need to
amount.
invest. Self love. Here you go.
Yeah,
Start it off.
self-care.
Start it off. Start it off for the week.
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of because then it arches your back like this, and I'll be like,
Mhm.
I don't know. Like I can sit up. I just have to have the, be cognizant and make sure I'm doing that consistently because my default is to do this. But this is actually
Yeah,
me
I think
sitting.
that's everybody's
Yeah,
default now.
yeah. I actually have
But
a
yeah,
slanted
back to
spine.
the massages though,
Ooh.
man. Even look, even if you can't go get a massage and like pay to get it done, find somebody to do it for you, and you do it to them. Like if you're dating somebody, let them do it and then you do it to them. Or if you have a close friend, let them do it and then you do it to them. Like, and if y'all really want to watch videos and like really kind of build up the skills so that you know what you're doing and make it the best experience for each other, then do that, because it's definitely an experience everybody should have. Like, I don't know.
I need
Even
it.
if you only go for 30 minutes, like,
I need it. I need it. I need it. I know I need it.
it's something about it just makes you just feel like,
Were they walking on your back?
No, they don't walk on your back.
I need that. I need it. I need somebody.
I mean, I have been seeing I did see videos and movies where they put the hot stones. I'm thinking it's gonna be like that. I think that's a different massage.
I need that. I need that premium. I need that premium.
It's really nice.
My boy Tracy got that too. You remember Tracy, my friend Tracy?
I never met him.
You didn't.
I think we're supposed to all go do something last summer, I think.
Maybe, I don't know. I'd be forgetting. I
don't think I ever met him,
but him and his girlfriend went to Vegas last week, and he got a massage too. He was like, man,
that's what I'm saying.
That makes me want to go get one.
Explain how you feel. You kind of just leave out with a smile for the people.
I feel like I could. He was like, I feel like I'm Superman. I feel like I could do anything. I was like, man.
I thought I might actually start working out again. I'm like, woo, I just feel so good. I do need to start working out again. My schedule kind of got a
little. Get on it. I still got some muscle left right now, but I mean, get on it.
I got a little. For me doing hair, I got a little something. Just if I pinch this part of my skin,
it. No, I see
just
it.
A little, just a little something.
See, you got a little physique on you.
Yeah, a little something.
But yeah.
I mean, but I have a pretty active job though. I stand all day. I'm constantly moving my arms. So
yeah. But one last thing, this is the last topic. We're already about 1:30 in almost, which is great. That's great. I love it. I love it when it's like that, actually. That's not being sarcastic. That's actually that's great. Especially the fact that I hadn't have to think about it. But so this is something I guess you could say a little more controversial and stuff like that. So I just thought it was funny. Because there's multiple different ways you could think about it. So this guy said, he's like, men get called fat, short, ugly, and broke all day on here, talking about Twitter. Why is it only an issue when it's the other way around? So, I mean, I don't want to say too much yet. I want to hear what you say first.
Okay. First off, let's just say that I feel like when guys are called those things on social media or anything like that, because guys aren't the emotional type, they don't really
don't do that. Don't do that.
No, I'm not saying that they don't have emotions. I'm saying they don't project their emotions out.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? The way that they feel about it, they kind of just hold it back.
But that's not a good thing about it.
It's not a good thing. I'm not justifying what their actions are, but I'm just saying the reasons on why it's, the way that
I'll let you finish.
So as soon as you say that to a female, you go, oh, she fat, she this, and this. Because we're more emotional, because we're more vocal about our emotions, of course you're gonna hear a lot of backlash from the comment that whatever the person said about the other person. So I think it's just based on upbringing and how society makes men to be versus women. I don't think that it's a good thing for them to doing that to either gender, because who knows who's sitting on the other side of the screen. They might be living the same way that the person that they're talking about. But I'm just saying the reasons on why it's more of an issue is because women are gonna be more vocal about, their emotions than guys are.
I get that. I mean, because my friend actually has sent this to me, in our group chat or whatever, and I said this is what I texted back, just in the group chat or whatever. I was like, man's got a point for real. I said the answer is probably because we're thicker skinned, like you said.
But is that necessarily thicker skin?
No, essential. No. I put the quotation marks.
The quotations. Yeah, okay, for our people listening, quotations.
Yeah, I got the quotation marks with stuff on it. And supposed to treat women with respect, or quotation marks again, and be gentlemanly, quotation marks again.
Yeah,
that's it. True. Which I get. Of course I get, because that's how I was, raised still. My dad would say that's how you're supposed to do that stuff and all that type of stuff, which is understandable. And that's something that I'm still going to do now. I'm always going to treat people with respect and stuff like that. When you're friends, then you can work out your different stuff like that. But and then I said, which I get, but with all this non-gender specified stuff right now and all this other stuff,
Yikes. That
this
gets a
not,
little deep with that though.
yeah. So, and I was like, this not fitting what the new culture is, like new in quotation marks, and then culture in quotation marks. I mean, not culture in quotation, but culture is supposed in quotation marks to be. And then I was like, nice pod topic. Not gonna lie.
See,
But
okay.
when you get into that
So
area,
the whole feminist thing, how like women can do this and women can do that, it kind of messes everything up because then they try to hold on to the same. Wait, I'm sorry.
you good. La da 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 la da 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 da.
All
Ooh.
right, we're back. We're back, guys.
Just I had a little,
But anyways,
music in between. You know.
but anyways, it messes everything up because they try to hold on to the same values that they're kind of trying to let go of because they want to be seen as so independent and seen as they can do,
Yeah.
everything that a guy can do. But at the same time, like I said, women are automatically going to be more emotional. Not saying that men don't have emotions, not saying
Just
that.
stereotypically and just throughout history,
I'm
we
just
could say
saying
that. We'll
though,
say that.
like the way that guys talk to their guys, they can't talk to their girl like that.
I ain't
It's
gonna
gonna
lie.
affect them different. Now look, on the low though, maybe guys do feel a type of way when they dudes be talking to them reckless. But the way
Oh
that
no,
they come off
like
as if they
definitely,
cool.
definitely.
So
Like
who
me,
knows? Who knows? Guys kind of try to hide themselves behind this shadow of like their emotions. So it's
definitely,
like, bro,
definitely,
it's
definitely.
kind of this feeling that they put towards themselves or a feeling that society puts towards them. But it's kind of like,
Got to be tough.
yeah, if you want to be
Yeah,
emotional
got to be
because
tough.
little do they know, girls, we like that. Like, don't be too like, you know what I'm saying?
They'll be too
But
chill.
definitely, yeah, don't be too soft. Don't be too soft. But like, it's okay to
They'll be
be a
too
little, a little soft, just a little bit,
right,
just a little
right, right,
emotional, just a little
right.
bit.
Yeah. I mean, cause me, I'm a little more vocal about how I feel with different stuff. At least I have over the years, especially
Mhm.
like cause although it definitely is. I'm not a sign of weakness, but it shows your weakness, and it shows like
Mhm.
not weakness, shows vulnerability. It
Vulnerability. I
shows
was just
that.
about to
That's
say,
the word.
like,
Yeah.
the thing about it is, I've always felt like if you ever saw a guy that was like close in your life, whether it be your dad, your granddad, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever, if you ever seen them like cry, that's them being totally vulnerable with you. And like that's something that like I feel
We
like
don't do that in public often.
women like, but they don't think that we like that, but it's something that we do like. Not saying you gotta cry about everything, but just to be able to have that one experience is just showing that like you're able to be in that vulnerable place with the person.
Definitely.
So
Definitely. But I mean, me personally, because I'm not exactly the same as most of the guys that I know, and you guys know this already, but whatever. But like just trying to find that balance between trying to be vulnerable while also, sticking up for different things and not
being a manly man, the
being a
dominant traits.
manly man, quotations, whatever. That's the theme of this.
Quotation, the
That's
dominant
literally the
trait.
theme of this episode, like just quotation marks, like at this point. But just being, just finding ways to be a certain way and like knowing when to take a joke, when not to take a joke, and
Mhm.
stuff like that. Because as I've said before, I was basically bullied, and like I've had a lot of like teasing and all that type of stuff.
Mhm.
So to a certain extent, I'm not, to be honest, I'm dead ass sick of it. Like I'm sick
But
of
do
it
you
for the most
think
part, but but at the same time, I get it. So it's trying to find that balance of like, you know,
do you
realizing when
think that
it's
that could have been solved by being more vocal about it? Or do you think that you would have been seen as like I don't know. Do you think that you would have been seen as like weak or like but I think it's a toxic thing also because like I feel like we joke so much now that
oh, we
it's
do.
like it's there's such a big gray area. Like usually it's like, oh, there's a small gray area.
Social media makes it
The
worse.
gray area has taken over. All the memes and stuff, like no one can be
Hilarious.
serious anymore because
No.
everything's a joke.
No, I'm definitely more thicker skinned like now because I just realized I
Yeah.
was just like at this point, bro, people go say whatever at this point. Like even like just jokes about stuff that's literally like you should not be joking about it. But like you just have to realize that's just what people do now.
But that's that dark humor stuff.
No, no,
I
no.
actually saw a video on
But it's
TikTok.
the funny dark humor is the funniest
Not
stuff.
gonna get into the jokes that they said, but it was actually kind of funny. So
We're not gonna talk about it.
we're not gonna get into it. We're not gonna get into it,
We maybe off air, right?
but that I think it's problematic. Like the jokes low key be kind of funny, but then it's like, but then sometimes people take things too serious. So it's like there's just such a big gray area.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows?
We'll
Like,
see.
who
We'll
knows?
see.
I
We'll
don't
see.
know.
We'll see. But it's yeah, but back to the original topic before we end this and
Mhm.
stuff. Just you know, let's just say this: guys have feelings, girls have feelings. Um, you
But
have to
it's
make
up to
that.
you guys to express that, though.
Yeah, it is up to us to express that. But at the same time, some girls, especially if they dishing it out,
Yeah.
you gotta be ready to take it. And that goes for guys as well.
Yeah,
Like a
no,
lot
that's
of guys,
true.
especially who used to doing all the flaming and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
usually can handle it, back. But when it gets excessive to that guy who's usually the one doing it,
Mhm.
then they blow up. And then that's how you get these escalated conflicts where people end up getting shot and,
Mhm.
and all that type of stuff. And then where girls really getting up in their feelings, and then friendships end up getting hurt. Guys really getting their feelings, and then friendships get hurt because there are some things that there are some things that people just really take that point and they're just like, I'm done. And I've kind of
Mhm.
gotten that to a point with some friends and stuff like that. Some I
Yeah.
was vocal about, other not as much. I'm pretty sure that's happened with you
Yeah.
too, Diamond, where you just like, hey, you drew a line, I'm done with you, but then you got cool eventually. But just
Yeah.
there's just certain things.
I definitely think it's okay for people to make jokes. I mean, we make jokes. I mean, you make jokes about me, I make jokes about you.
All the time.
But I think the problem is sometimes you find people in friendships where these people make these jokes, but then on the other end, they're not really doing anything to balance that. So you know what I mean? Like we might have our conversations where we're talking about something or you're able to share your feelings towards something that you're going through with your life and being able to have that emotional connection with somebody like a friend or something like that. But you find a lot of these friendships where they don't have that other aspect. They only have this friend that's like low key on some like, or actually high key on some like bullying type energy where
Yeah,
it's like,
definitely. Yeah.
dang, they've never said anything good about me. Like they've
Story of
never
my
tried to build me up
life. I take
ever. Like they've they've always said bad things about me.
yeah.
And sometimes that be on some jealousy stuff. You gotta
People
really
bitter.
look, you gotta really like, I don't know,
Bitter.
really think about that stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So many different aspects of
yeah.
so many different things. But I think that's really about a wrap for the episode. I think it's hour 30. Like honestly, I think that's hour 30. I know I said last time it was probably hour 30, but I think this is actually like hour 30.
Okay.
And I just want to say thank you again. You are officially the
No
first
problem.
woman on the
Of
podcast.
course. I mean, I
Yeah,
was gonna shout that out too. The first female visitor on Julian's
yeah,
podcast.
the Versatility Podcast. Um,
Yes.
also, shout out like your hair stuff and all that stuff. I'm gonna put it in the description. You can send that to me afterwards. Oh no, she froze. What'd you say? Oh well, you're literally. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you
uh,
hear me for the one time? Okay, you're back. You're
okay,
back. You're back.
here we go. All right. Now what? Now can you like shout out your stuff before we leave?
Oh, okay. What even is my? My Instagram is. Ooh, I gotta go look at it.
I'm gonna
Okay,
put it in
well,
the state.
my hair page is Dime the Stylist, and then my Instagram, like my personal Instagram, is Perfectly Cut Diamond. So perfectly cut dots diamond actually, and then yeah, I don't really use that page, but
You should
don't
get a
add me on the
website.
Snap because those are for my personal friends and it's mostly my high school friends. I'm not really looking for nobody new, so you know.
Yeah, me, I want all the people I can get. uh,
Yeah, but I mean, you have a whole like page for your podcast now, so
and yeah, and entertainment stuff in general with music and just
yeah.
stuff, theater.
Oh, I'm on TikTok, but I don't really make videos like that anymore.
Yeah, you stopped that a while ago.
Because I think it was just a COVID moment. Like
Yeah,
everybody, it was the first time that I got on there. It was the first time that
right,
I ever had it on my phone.
right.
TikTok is hilarious though. If you
It
don't have
is
the app, download it. Like
that dark
if
humor.
you're bored, it definitely passes the time.
Oh yeah, all these apps pass the time. Get off of them and make sure you're productive.
Oh
Stay
yeah,
on there.
for sure.
But yeah, but is there anything, other things you want to say before you go? Like, anything?
No, just thanks for inviting me on the podcast.
No
Shout
problem.
out Versatility. Um
Oh my gosh.
and just live your life, guys, to the fullest because tomorrow's not promised. But be
Tomorrow,
smart. Be smart about it. Be smart about it.
yeah, be smart about it, guys. So
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you all y'all are real troopers if you stayed through all the way through. Like y'all the real ones. I
Mhm.
think that episode with the episodes on YouTube are doing really well right now, and the episode with Kiwan did, like, I think it's
I
past.
was just about to say, shout out to my baby.
Yeah, that's her.
And shout out my family, but shout out to my baby too.
Yeah, that's her boyfriend. That's cute or whatever. Um, but yeah, so just keep running it up on YouTube, keep running it up on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, and whatever else you listen to. I really do appreciate all the love. Hopefully we, continue to grow and stuff like that. Again, shout out Diamond, and
Yep.
shout out everybody who's really been
And when you
supporting.
make it big, don't forget about the little people like
Right,
us for
right.
you.
Okay. Look, you get it. I hear it every day. All right. All right. But yeah, so thanks again, and I'll catch y'all next time. Peace out. Lay.